If Death Stranding 2 on the beach is at all in your algorithm, then you've no doubt seen the game's wildest, most memorable scene. I'm talking, of course, about this moment right here.
No. I'm not about to let that happen.
See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn now. There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the morning. Good God. I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired eyes. I'll wait, and soon I'll see your smile in our dream.
Out of context, it seems like a completely off-the-wall scene that entirely detracts from an otherwise serious game, and the kind of moment that, some would argue, proves that Kojima needs an editor, or at least a guiding hand to keep him from going overboard. To be fair, it is a pretty crazy scene. When I saw it for the first time, I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. But when you examine it closely, what you'll discover is that it's actually one of Death Stranding 2's most meaningful moments, full of both plot and character development, and from a metatextual perspective, evidence of Kojima's greatest strength as a director. Starting with the dance scene's significance to the game's plot, it's important to consider what happens before Charlie/Diehardman shows up and starts showboating all over the place. At this point in Death Stranding 2, the mysterious president has just revealed his true nature. Before the events of Death Stranding 2, there was a massive void out in UCA territory, in the same region as the APAS data center, that killed 4,000 people. These 4,000 dead souls and the APAS servers ended up stranded on the same beach, and there they converged into a single entity, the President. He's almost like an AI version of the soul of Cinder. The individual pieces of the people he once were are still there, but they're all devoted to one purpose. And that purpose is preventing the Death Stranding. As the President explains through an in-depth monologue, he believes the Death Stranding can be prevented if humanity stops moving around the world. To that end, he intends to connect all of the continents through the Chiroverse using the newly formed plate gates, and to replace all porters with delivery bots. If there aren't any porters traveling around the world transporting cargo, then the risk of encountering BTs, and thus the resulting voidouts, will be dramatically reduced. And if there aren't any voidouts, then it removes the possibility that the Death Stranding will be triggered again. With humanity isolated and unable to migrate, the species will stagnate. Though they'll still die off eventually, the President intends to preserve their souls in an eternal existence in the Chiroverse. So, in other words, everyone will die, but their spirits will be uploaded to cloud storage. He views this outcome as preferable to the complete extinction of the Death Stranding, because humanity will carry on in what he believes to be a superior form. I said this back in my Ending Explained video for Death Stranding 2, but the President is, essentially, a reverse version of the Reapers from the Mass Effect series. The goal of the Reapers was to continue the galaxy's cycle of extinction at all costs. The President's goal is to circumvent it entirely by ensuring that the cycle doesn't happen at all, and the core tenet of that goal is stopping the continued movement of humanity. Which is why this dance routine from Charlie/Diehardman is such an appropriate response to not just the President's plan, but his entire monologue. After a speech in which he devalues the importance of movement to the human species, Diehardman drops some of the best and most hysterical dance moves we've ever seen in a video game. It's a passionate, symbolic display of the importance of human movement. And not just movement, but of the randomness of art. Again, the president is an AI. In his monologue, he makes constant reference to numbers, algorithms, and calculations. He can't possibly understand the randomness of a sneeze, a fart, or the sudden urge to just get up and move around to music, as Diehardman does here. That's all part of the human experience that the president wants to do away with, and with this dance, Diehardman is countering that viewpoint loud and clear, which in turn demonstrates some tremendous growth on Diehardman's part. At the end of the first Death Stranding, Diehardman became the new president of the UCA, but he was overwhelmed with sorrow after coming clean about his role in the death of Cliff Unger, Sam's father. Cliff was Diehardman's commanding officer. He credits Cliff for bringing him back alive and well several times throughout his military career, and even explains that it was because of Cliff that he earned the name Diehardman in the first place. Despite his close relationship with Cliff, he ended up killing him on the orders of Bridget Strand, something he deeply regrets. At the end of this emotional monologue, Sam says the following.
Nobody wants a president who acts like they're immortal. And if you're not scared of death, how can you value life? And life is pretty fucking fragile right now. And yeah, the old ways die hard. But that's what's gonna have to happen if we're gonna come together and build a better America. That gun won't help you here. That's her words, not mine.
Thank you, Sam.
Now, we know that Diehardman has been Charlie all along. Honestly, it was pretty obvious. But Sam doesn't, meaning that these are Sam's last true words to Diehardman until he reveals himself following the dance number. With this dance routine, Diehardman not only displays a rejuvenated, cheerful personality, he is literally showing that he now understands the value of life by flexing on an immortal president. This character development deepens when you consider the song Diehardman is dancing to. It's a remix of BB's theme. Though it's used at various points throughout both games and is a favorite of Higgs in the second, within the Death Stranding universe, it originated with none other than Cliff Unger himself. He used to sing it to Sam when he was still in the BB pod. In fact, he was singing it just moments before Diehardman shot him. By dancing to and singing the signature song of the mentor he betrayed, Diehardman is displaying to Sam and the player that he's come to terms with his greatest regret, and that he's ready to put all that his mentor taught him to good use by protecting both America and the BB he tried so hard to save. Finally, the last reason this dance routine is so meaningful to Death Stranding 2 is because it displays what I'd argue is Kojima's greatest strength as a director, his rapport with his actors. It's ironic that Kojima made a game about the importance of human connection, featuring a protagonist that struggles to form human connections. Because, from the outside looking in, it seems to me that Kojima is pretty damn good at forming human connections. How else do you explain the preponderance of Hollywood A-listers who are thrilled to work with this guy? We're talking about a director who put together a video game that includes George Miller and Guillermo del Toro, two of the most successful and busiest filmmakers in the industry. Personally, I think part of the reason big-name talents are so willing to collaborate with Kojima is because of the way he appeals to their interests, filmography, and career history. Consider the two directors I just mentioned. George Miller is Australian, and Death Stranding 2 takes place in Australia. He's also well known for his work on the Mad Max series, films that feature some of the coolest vehicles in the history of movies. And here in Kojima's game, he gets to pilot a badass ship. As for Guillermo del Toro, he's a legend in the world of horror, and here he played a character named Deadman, who ended up coming back from the dead once again, albeit in a very abstract form by the end of the game. All this brings me to Tommy Earl Jenkins, who plays Diehardman. He got his start in acting as a classically trained ballet dancer, and at one point danced professionally with numerous companies. Thus, this scene isn't just about the plain text. It's about Kojima giving one of his best actors an opportunity to do something he probably hasn't had the chance to do in a very long time. It's not just some random off-the-wall moment. It's the perfect response to an AI that intends to prevent human movement. It's a beautiful demonstration of character development, an illustration that Diehardman has grown and changed as a person. And it's a reminder of Kojima's fantastic rapport with his actors. And that's what makes Diehardman's dance scene so important to Death Stranding 2. Thanks for watching. Huge thanks to Dorian Piano, AmiRReza Piano, and Michael Matat for allowing me to use their piano covers for this video. To check out all 3 of these amazing artists, just follow the links down below in the description box. Big shout out to all my Silver and Gold tier YouTube channel members and Patreon subscribers, including James Pruitt, Lil Caesar, Reed, Thonian, Anna Novikova, Sean Bobby, Green, and Draco Woloski. You get early access to these videos thanks to donations of $5 to $10 a month. See you guys next time, and go birds!